Joining us now, though, on the Oakland County MegaCast, Igor Gozman. He's the Executive Artistic Director for PuppetART here in the city of Detroit. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate your time.
Good morning.
I love what you and your organization does, but what has this been like? How are you surviving this crisis?
Hanging on. Yeah. I just want to, from the beginning, a little correction. We are Puppet Theater in Southfield now. So going back, we began 20 years ago in downtown Detroit. That's where we spent first 19 years of our life, and as a puppet resident theater. And almost 3 years ago, we moved here in Southfield. So we are now happy members of Southfield community.
Oh, that's great that you're now here in Oakland County. For those not familiar with your organization, fill us in.
Yeah, in short, PuppetART was created 25 years ago. And the first couple of years, we were a touring company. And in '98, we found a place in downtown and established a puppet theater with a couple of very important principles. So one of the principles was it should be a resident theater where people can go and enjoy the art of puppetry with everything which connected, relevant to puppetry. We set such a way that we're performing every Saturday at afternoon at 2 o'clock. We began in September '98, and the last Saturday was in September 2017, I believe. We rarely missed any Saturday, so that was one most important point in terms of organization and operation, and that's what we want to bring back here in Southfield. So establish the place where we can have that regular performances. And those regular weekly performances dedicated to families, children, adults and children, adults only. But it's not only the venue for the theater. We also have a couple of performances, evening performances for adults, which we also intend to bring back. So that's what would be part of our theater. But another part of our theater is educational projects. We call it Journey with Puppets for Knowledge. That's when we performed our programs for school children, for classrooms. And they would come to us, and they would enjoy the show and do some other things. And those other things are they were taking place at our studio and museum. So those two parts of PuppetART, in addition to theater, also cornerstones of our organization and our work. In our studio, we share what we know about puppetry already. We continue to learn that ancient art, and we develop a special program which helps teachers to use puppetry as an educational tool. And we all know that kids learn much better when they have fun playing. That's how it's happened. We all know that. So this is some of the aspects of our studio work. And everything else tied together, these two venues, theater and studio, with our programs in museum, where we have a collection of puppets. We have our own puppets. We have a couple of displays of puppets in our new place. And we take these little exhibitions to places. Recently, it was in Southfield Public Library. But displays and puppets, not only the programs in the museum, we also have a guest artists from many different places. We had all local puppeteers performed in our place in downtown. We will continue this program when we will have established our own place. And we had puppeteers from far away, from Indonesia, for example. So that's what museum does. Oh, and also we have right now in progress, we're working on the catalog of puppets dedicated to sharing what we have in our collection, talking about puppetry types and history of puppets. So those some programs in our museum. So PuppetART, PuppetART is a organization, is a place where all these three venues, theater, studio, museum, tied together in such a way that the program in one part would be supported with the others. So if we have a show based on, let's say, Japanese folk tales tradition, we would have a museum of Japanese art in our exhibit in our museum of Japanese art, and we would have a puppet making workshop where we teach how to make basic principle of the puppet we used in the show. In that case, it is a marionette. So that's how it's all in every program set up, and that's what we want to bring now in Southfield. Our goal is establish again place where people can come, watch the show, learn the puppetry, experience art puppetry around the world through our exhibits, and just have fun. But I think what I always like to tell about PuppetART that it is we see the theater as a place where communities can learn about each other, and that's why we establish our repertoire. We have right now about 10 shows, actually all the shows based on different traditions from different cultures, of which our communities created. So we have stories. First of all, we have stories from Russian and Jewish, because founders, we came from Russia, we're Jews, so that's what we began with, because we want to share, obviously. And then we had the show production from Japan, Arab folklore, African American folklore, indigenous people, the legends and myths. So that's how we built our repertoire. And when we have this show on stage, when people come, that's the way how they would, in our hope, in our intention, would learn about each other. And of course, again, in the museum, we would have little exhibits to show different aspects of culture. And of course, puppetry is very unique. Everyone was born a puppeteer. The thing is with adults, that's why kids so easy connect with puppets. But what's happened as we grow, get mature adult, busy with a bunch of obviously very important things, we simply forgot how to read, how to understand, how to speak puppet. So, but as we were born, we were puppeteers. So we want to really bring back this ability of people to understand, speak and understand puppetry. That's what we try to do in all three venues through our art.
So Igor, what you're saying, you've stayed a kid at heart and embraced puppeteer, but I love how you're trying to use puppets to educate and bring the kids together. How are you doing virtual shows right now, or are they in person? How is that working?
Well, now it's a different situation. We were, it was our third year in Southfield, new location, and we were just about get over and feel ourselves settled down in Southfield. That's when March came and everything stopped, but it's temporarily, so we will get back. We do not have now the way to virtually connect to audience, but we now in the process of creating this new branch of what I call it PuppetART TV, when we finally will have a series of programs, also ongoing programs, where we would basically do the same what we do now, but in a virtual space. It will be one way or another. Hopefully, this situation, pandemic, will be over, but we still will have this virtual PuppetART TV. That's what we just started. Hopefully, we will have it.
Well, we've all had to shift how we operate and how we live during COVID-19 and this crisis. So maybe the good thing for you and your organization to come out of this, so many more people may be experiencing this. You had mentioned about your educational program. Can you talk a little bit about that? Are you working with schools, or is this just really trying to reach out to parents to let them know that this is available?
Everything. So first of all, it is this program, Journey with Puppets to Knowledge, developed about 15 years ago for bilingual children in Detroit School District. So the base of the program is a process of creating puppet show. So kids would create puppet show from the beginning to presentation. The theme for this production would be the topic they learn at school in the classroom. So our belief is that that's what we think about the teaching. Every teacher is a performer, actor. But unlike other actors, they would have 5, 6, 7, 8 performances, hourly performances a day. So every class, it's a mono show, sometimes interactive show with audience. So for us, it was not difficult to make this jump, connect the topic teacher would present for kids and convert it into the performance. Anything can be told as a very intriguing story, math or biology or, of course, social studies. So that's what we were doing during this project. So we're converting, helping teacher and kids convert the topic to the script. And while they do that, obviously kids, without knowing, learn everything they need to know about this particular topic. They wouldn't even realize finally they know that. And then
but what a fun way to teach kids is through puppets. It's great that you and your team are doing so, reaching so many kids and also educating them at the same time.
And teachers as well.
Yeah, and teachers as well. It's a great way to educate kids. Igor Gozman with us here on the Oakland County MegaCast. He's the Executive Artistic Director for PuppetART. We so appreciate your time here on this Wednesday. Thank you for being with us on the Oakland County MegaCast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.